What's up, guys? It's Jay, Morning After Kill, and I'm back here with another video. And today I want to talk about product loyalty. And a lot of people are going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about, Morning, today? What are you going on about this time? Today, we're talking about, specifically in video gaming, which is console loyalty, but you can also see this elsewhere with people with clothing, with their shoes, even sports teams. A lot of people have loyalty to a particular brand. And in video gaming, you're going to see a lot of people out there that fight over consoles, they fight over PC, and they say like, oh, the Xbox is better, the PS3 is better, and let's go back all the way to where this actually started. The furthest I can remember back would be probably the Sega Genesis versus the Super Nintendo was the real big, platform wars that I remember from back being a kid. I mean, the NES did come out, but Sega had their Master System come out, and then Sega jumped the gun with the Genesis, and then the NES was still around while the Genesis was out. But once the Super Nintendo came out, I think it was like a year and a half, 2 years after the Sega Genesis, it really heated up with the platform wars, especially because, the Genesis had the better sound, but the Super Nintendo had the better graphics. Genesis had the better games at first, and then Super Nintendo had the better controller. It was a big debacle back in the day with people always saying, oh, well, I got Genesis, I got Super Nintendo, and this is where it really split between, fan bases in video game history. So let's look at the fact that after that, you had the Sega Saturn come out, and then the PlayStation 1 dropped, and then a couple years after that, Nintendo dropped the Nintendo 64. And Nintendo's always been that one company that's just always kind of been out, off on the side, doing their own thing. They don't really worry about when the other consoles come out, when this comes out. Actually, if I recall, this is one of the first times in history, the Wii U, that Nintendo's going to be jumping the gun with some really good hardware. And before you say like, oh, well, the Wii came out before blah, blah, this, that, rat-a-tat-tat, GameCube, I don't know, fucking, you gotta look at the fact that they were always behind in hardware, and now Nintendo's gonna go ahead and jump the gun and get some better hardware out there first on the market. So a lot of people are like, gonna be leaning towards Nintendo, maybe not, but it's gonna incite some more console wars. And then I got a negative rep on the forum because I got told I'm a traitor because I went and played the free-to-play version of Gotham City Impostors on the PC. Now let's get one thing straight. I originally bought Gotham City Impostors for the PC. That was the first version I bought. And it was so fucked up, so broken, that I went and I played it on the Xbox. And the Xbox version sufficed for a while until they patched it, and then I went ahead and tried the PS3 version. And the PS3 version was a little bit more solid than the Xbox version. Now, the thing that's funny is a lot of people are so attached to their brand, so attached to their consoles, that they can't fathom anybody else playing a game and switching from one console to the next. I've never really been a big person with brand loyalty. When you talk about the fact that I'm a Nintendo fanboy, I'm a fanboy of Nintendo for their franchises, alright? I will buy a Nintendo system blindly every time just because they're promising a new Mario, a new Zelda, some more Donkey Kong, just because I like those games. Now, I've never been, the Nintendo fanboy that will say, this system's better than that system, this system's better than that system, because I don't believe in that, because I've always been the type of person to go out and work and make some money and buy all the consoles that I do want. My first 32-bit console was a Sega Saturn. It wasn't the PlayStation 1, because when Sony first came out, everybody was like, man, fuck Sony. Sony makes goddamn fucking, they make Walkman, they make radios, they make TVs, they don't make fucking video games. How good is a Sony video game system gonna be, especially when you look at other, electronics companies that did come out and make another video game system? Cough, cough, Philips CDI, I'm looking directly at you, motherfucker. You sucked. I never fucking bought you, but I played you with fucking Circuit City one time, and you sucked balls with your remote control controller. But no, nobody really saw Sony coming. And then Sony came out of nowhere, fucking, and then a lot of these kids today, they grew up on Sony. A lot of the kids today, they grew up on the original Xbox. They don't remember what it was like before then, but what I'm saying is that it doesn't matter what console that you're playing on, what platform you're playing on. If I'm playing the same game as you, if you're playing Call of Duty on Xbox and you're playing and somebody else is playing it on PC and somebody else is playing on PS3, aren't you all fans of the same game? Does it matter what version you played on? I mean, a lot of people are going to start arguing, well, Xbox has the better controller, so people that play on Xbox are fucking more skilled because the online and the fucking controller is better. And then people on PS3 are going to be like, well, you know, PS3 people, we don't really give a fuck. We play to have fun, and, you know, we're the better players because we don't sit in corners and camp. And then PC people come by and they're like, well, we have no aim assist, and we have mouse and keyboard, so, you know, we're better than all of you guys. And I don't see the point of this. Like, I do prefer mouse and keyboard in some games, and I do prefer, you know, controllers in some games. Like when I play Skyrim or Dead Island on the PC that I do have, I play with the Xbox controller, a wired Xbox controller. I plug it right into the USB port, and I sit back and I hang out and I play it like a normal video game, like a fucking console. And then when I play first-person shooters, I sit down with the mouse and keyboard, like on Minecraft or on fucking Gotham City Impostors, and, you know, I blast away with what's more comfortable to me, what I enjoy. But I just don't see why people put so much stock on the brand loyalty, especially in consoles, because every console that is out right now offers a little bit of disadvantages and advantages for each consumer. If you look at the PS3, PS3 has the best exclusives. They have the best first-player games. But guess what? When you get past the single-player games and you go on to PSN and you connect to their servers, you realize that when you play on the free-to-play servers, that you get what you pay for. They're not that great. So if you want social, you know, Xbox Live multiplayer gaming, that's where Xbox comes in. That's because it's the best, most social, easiest fucking platform out there to play video games on and be social with your friends. Xbox Live has some of the best multiplayer games on consoles. And the reason I say on console is because when you look at it and you throw the PC in the mix, alright, the PC can do everything that the console can. Usually the online experiences are great, but then you look at the downside is that PC equipment is pretty expensive. I mean, if you look at the price of consoles, let's take PlayStation 3 at launch out of the fucking equation, because if you bought a PlayStation 3 at launch, and right now you're complaining that you can't play PC games because it's too expensive, you're fucking stupid. That shit was $700 when it came out. You can get a decent fucking gaming PC for $700, alright? Graphics card are usually like $200 for something that's going to run pretty decently. RAM is super fucking cheap now. You can get like 16 gigabytes of RAM for under $200. You're already at $400, and then you just need a fucking shitty PC to toss this all shit in there. But what I'm saying is that it doesn't really make sense, because like I said, they all have their advantages, they all have their disadvantages, and that's the reason why console and the video gaming market is so different right now, because each console offers you something different. And that's not what we had back with the original platform wars of Sega Genesis versus Super Nintendo. A lot of the games that came out on Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis were ports, and depending upon which system you played it on, it might have been better or worse. If you played Jurassic Park on the Super Nintendo and then you played it on the Sega Genesis, guess what? They were completely different fucking games. Not a lot of people realize this. That's where the, you know, whole console war started, was when different versions of the same games were coming out for different systems. So people were like, oh, well, our version is better. Our Mortal Kombat has blood in it. Your Mortal Kombat has fucking gray sweat on the Super Nintendo, motherfucker. What are you gonna do about it? You know, that's exactly where the whole console war started, and it doesn't make sense anymore today, because each platform that's out there offers you a different experience. And that's the whole thought that I'm trying to convey to you guys, is to not worry about what console people play on. That's why I post up footage of Xbox, PS3, fucking PC, and guess what? Yeah, you better bet that I'm gonna have fucking Wii U footage when that shit first comes out. Fuck yeah. Why? Because it's fucking 1080p HDMI Nintendo. That's why, motherfucker. So yeah, I just wanted to get these thoughts across and let you guys know, you know, stop putting so much stock into what these gaming companies are telling you and in what these games are selling you, because when it comes down to it, all you have to do is make a list of exactly what you're looking for from a gaming PC or what you're looking for from a console, and you could look and be like, well, this is the most important, this isn't important, that's not important, this is important, and then you can make informed decision on which console to buy based upon your needs. So your needs on the PS3 might not be the same as the Xbox because you want another Blu-ray player inside your house. There you go. So obviously the Xbox isn't going to be the right decision for you. Now if you do want the Blu-ray player and you also want the online capabilities, now you might want to look into getting the PC because it offers you everything that you want. If you look at what I'm saying, it makes a lot of sense. My name's Jay, Morning After Kill. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe, and stop fucking worrying about what everybody else is playing. Worry about what the fuck you're playing on. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. I'm going to see you guys later.